My bros ain't no friend in 100. This is something that I wouldn't recommend. Too much sacrifice. Gotta be different. Avoid the ignorance. Gotta silence the whispering. Gotta believe in it, and nobody believes in it. They hope you get defeated. Say they try when you need it. You either stop or go to believe. Ain't no in between with it. Better believe. Ain't no guarantees in it. I can't walk out the jungle, never. I'm too deep in it. One life to live. Guess on me is how I'm leaving it. I'm more than grateful for the blessings I received. I know it's waiting for me. That's the reason I proceed. You wanna quit and mentally you fatigue, but you can't fold. Just take a moment out to breathe. 5 in the morning, I'm out of the door. Gotta go make this money and bring it back home. Pick up the little tagging along. Prefer to be with my dogs, but I'll do it alone. All day, all night, I'm road running, long flight. Make sure you keep it with you at all times. This ain't nothing to play. It's a dog fight. 5 in the morning, I be zoning, I be going. I be on my busy while they busy slowing. I put in that work that they.
All right. I see some fams in the house. If you in the building, drop some heart emojis, drop some Guam flag emojis, drop some Belauan, Micronesia, whatever island you're from. It's all love. Let us know you're here. Hey, what's up, Hosea? What's up? Hey, fam. So we got a special guest tonight, and I'm so excited to have him join us. Okay, so hold on one second. Let me just clear this. Hey, what's up? We got Hubert in the house. We got hello. Hey, what's up, man? You guys better tell your fams, tell your friends, share this, put it on blast on social media. We got a very special, honorable guest with us here today. So many stories, so many. And if you know him, man, let him know that you're in the house tonight. All right. Powerhouse for repping the island of Guam, LBC way, and yeah, Island City Media Group is his company that he's running, and you should go check him out. It's him and some other dope entrepreneurs. Follow them on all social media, and yeah. Let's get it. What time is it now? It's 10:01, fams. I want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode of TTalks with your girl Kicks.
Default music.
Yeah. And please help me welcome our very special guest, repping the island of Guam, Chamorro Brotha, Joey Q.
You know what? Hold on real quick. How you guys doing? I think you're talking to me. I gotta set this up. Of course, everything was perfect right before we got on. Hold on, stand by. There you go. I can hear y'all. How y'all doing?
Let's go. Awesome.
Girl,
thank you so much.
I know.
For being here tonight.
Thank you for making time, man. You be out and about since COVID has lifted, or should I say the lockdown has kind of lifted. And last week it was in Maui.
No, was in yeah.
In Maui, yep. And now you're back stateside, and honestly, I'm just humbled. We're both humbled to have you on the show. You know, making time for us, it means a lot. And I can't wait for our fans to get to know you a little bit better. So yeah, can you give us an official introduction for anybody who's just find out?
No, first of all, thank you guys so much for having me on. Super humbled to be on your show, and I'm just a coconut from Long Beach, California, with roots from the Marianas, from Micronesia, and it's been a crazy journey, you guys. It's been a crazy journey. So yeah, born and raised in Long Beach, first generation out here, and you know, it's a trip, man, because when you grow up in such a diverse city, and obviously, a marginalized community, there's there's that added pressure of kind of making it out. Not to say that we had the worst life, because like we had an incredible childhood, but just just to kind of grow up in Long Beach and grow up in such a diverse community, and then be able to connect with and stay true to my island roots.
Right.
I think
roots,
was
right. Yeah.
my roots. Yeah. So that
You've
was
been
cool.
repping since the day I met you, and even before that. But like forever and always, you've always been inclusive of all Micronesians, and I thank you for that.
Right.
That,
No, 100%. I think that, obviously the NHPI community is a very small community, and our Micronesian and Melanesian brothers and sisters typically, Polynesia, that's the popular one. Everyone knows The Rock. Everyone knows. Yeah. I mean, which we're proud, right? We're proud to be islanders. And so that's one thing that, kind of growing up and doing my thing is like, I needed to let everybody know I was Chamorro. I was Micronesian.
Like let it be known.
And proud to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because typically people are like, hey, I thought you were Samoan. I'm like, no, I love my Samoan brothers, and some of my best friends are Samoan, but yeah, I'm from the West Pac.
Yeah.
Right.
No, then you school them a little bit, what I'm saying, get some knowledge in.
Yep. That there's other islands outside of that.
No,
yeah.
Every time that I talk about Palau, I have to say Guam first. And they're like, oh, okay, it's by Guam. Oh, okay. Because they have no idea about Palau. I'm like, oh, man, we got some work to do.
Hey, I do. I love Palau.
No, the others. No, that's funny. But yeah.
So back on island, like where your fams back on island? Where do you go when you go home?
I gotta go to my mom's village. Sorry, Pop, but
Mom first.
Hey, Talafofo is the village that my mom is from. We call it God's country, and it's more rural. It's like in the South, right? So I remember my mom telling me, she's like, what? When I was growing up, people used to kind of tease us because we were from the South, and now everybody wants to be from the South. Come on. I mean, it's like it's not as developed. It's not as westernized as the other parts of the island. So, countryside, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah. Can I pause real quick? This is so weird for me to be on the other side of the interview, because usually I'm the one asking the questions. So I think that's why I'm nervous. You guys are making me nervous. What the heck?
For real, hey, we are honored.
Yeah, for real.
We got some people checking in. Apple Blue, Hafa Dai, Blue. Tally Town, that's right. God's country. Oh, this is so cool.
The show. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey before Island City Media. What inspired you to do radio, and how you got started. What's the
it's a long story, so I'll try to keep it short for you guys. But
we got that.
It's essentially, I've always had a thing about working for the community, and especially like serving our people, right? And shout out to my boy Joe Favai too, Joe Sav, because Joe Sav was definitely a integral part in my media career as well. But both him and I, we worked in the community, and I was an executive director for a nonprofit organization. And then so it really in 2010. There was the census 2010, right? And that's the important one. That's the one where you got to get counted so that it tells the government how much federal funding is allocated to different communities. This is where I kind of start getting nerdy. Sorry. So anyway, so I applied.
Very useful information,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So every 10 years, the census is very important for our community. And so essentially what happened was I applied for funding from a foundation and in order to promote the census 2010. And that money was going to go towards, radio ads and TV ads and all these things to tell our people in our language to make sure that they get counted and they vote. So I applied and we got denied. I applied for the NHPI community and we got denied. And so the Asian American brothers and sisters, they applied, they got accepted. African American brothers and sisters, same thing. Latino, same thing. And then, so when I asked them, I said, "Well, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair that we were the only community that got denied." And then they responded. They said, "Joey, you know what? Your community doesn't have any ethnic media."
Wow.
And then it was at that point I was like, "Yo." Joe and I kind of looked at each other. We were like, "Yo, this is where we can help our people, you know, because we don't have Telemundo, we don't have Univision, we don't have BET, we don't have none of that." And so we started off with a one radio show called The Barbecue Show.
Yeah.
And then and then Sister Nika was right there with us on the front lines, right? And so we started with The Barbecue Show, and then that got syndicated to three stations, one in Arizona, one in Vegas, and then one in LA. And then we got picked up by Dash and, created Island Block Radio, which did some great things. And now we've transformed to Island City. So that's where it is. And it's all rooted in community work and just kind of representing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So which is another reason why I'm so proud of you guys have 680 movement, because this is so dope for me. Yeah.
It's really been inspiring. You gave me my first show, the virtual show when pandemic happened. And that was crazy because everything was rolling for us. Like we were doing shows back to back, and then that happened. So that kind of gave us hope and kept us going. Like no matter what, we do.
That's dope.
And that's what led to this. Eventually.
I love it.
Now, so.
No, that's all you, bro. That's all you. That ain't me. That's you guys.
Definitely
that's you
inspired
guys,
us for real.
Appreciate it.
For sure. You gotta give you your flowers for real. Like you gotta smell the roses now.
Oh, dig. I appreciate y'all.
Because I'm pretty sure you're inspiring more. You know what I'm saying? Not just us, but others. You know what I'm saying? From the smaller islands for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because you're definitely out there with the big dogs doing it, and then we see you and we're like, okay, we gotta. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely teach Steps towards that because he's doing it right now.
Right.
So thank you.
You know what's so funny about that, bro, is that I'm in a unique position where I'm able to, like, if there's like a dope artist, I could probably help, in my, in whatever I do, right? And whether that's playing it on the radio or getting them booked on some gigs or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm very hard on our people. I'm very hard on Micronesians in particular. And so I've always kind of I've got the I've gotten some pushback, like, yo, how come you don't support our people? And I got to remind them, I'm like, yo, I have to make sure that I'm extra. I keep a extra close eye on the Micronesian artists, and it's not because I don't want them to succeed. It's just that whoever is out there, like yourself, B-Folk, you know what I mean? Like, you got dope music. I got to sign off on it, because if it ain't sounding right, then now all the Micronesians sound crazy. And if there's a Samoan artist that sounds crazy, well, there's 1,000 Samoan artists who sound amazing. But if there's like a Micronesian artist that sounds crazy, now all of us, because there's so few of us. But we've got some we got some talented people coming from our part of the world, and oh my gosh, super excited. And you'll see that they'll be ready when they're ready. They'll be ready. Trust and believe.
They'll be ready. No, for sure. And it makes sense what you're saying too, because like that way we're not sabotaging our way in, you know what I'm saying? So we're being selective right now until we get there. Flood this, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, so crazy. And I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper or anything like that. I just know that I just know what a successful musical career looks like, and I know the one and dones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to ensure that our people have the best chance. And sometimes, sometimes they get mad at me, right? And sometimes they push back and they're like, yo, you ain't even supporting our people. And I'm like, no, please trust. It's every comment I make is done with the right spirit. So
keeping it real.
Man, 100%.
100%.
It's so dope, because I think to be on that on the cusp of curating, because you come across people who, yes, they've been doing it, and then you come across people who are just making it. So you're also
Right.
like have a lot to do with the curating of what kind of music is being put out there. And if it's gonna be representative of us as a whole, then let it be the best always.
Come on, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's hey,
Like,
that's exactly it, and it's all done in the right spirit.
Mhm,
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like lift
Yeah.
our people up.
Yeah, man. Yup,
That's
for
what's
sure.
up. So tell us a little bit about the barbecue show, because um,
How did that come?
yeah. And where
It's
were
the
you guys
back
at
days, yeah.
before Dash? Like,
Yeah.
Before it
So
became popular for all this.
really, the barbecue show. Again, I mean, it stemmed from Joe and I, and realizing that we don't have any ethnic media, and we were like, we're just a couple coconuts he's from Carson, I'm from Long Beach, and we love working for our people and serving our community. But really, the backstory behind the barbecue show is what a lot of people don't realize is I've been a musical director for a Chamorro dance group for over 20 years.
over 20
And
years?
yeah, it's crazy. I started when I was 3. No, so I was I was a musical director for a Chamorro dance group, and there was this one festival that we were performing in, and for some reason there was this it was a Chamorro event, right? And there was this drunk Chamorro guy in the back that we say Balatsu. He was Balatsu. He was drunk, and so he kept trying to clown. He kept trying to clown my dancers and me, and trying to just, I don't know what he was doing. But I just kept clowning him. I was on the mic and I just kept clowning him. But I did it in a funny way. I wasn't trying to be tough guy. I was like, hey, somebody go grab their uncle. I forgot what I said. But anyways, there was a guy named Bert Javier that was in the and shout out to Bert. He was in the audience, and he goes, hey man, he goes, you ever thought about radio? And I was like, radio? Nah, bro. I'm like, I just do this because my mom made me do this at first, and now it's the kids are expecting Uncle Joey to do this. So I was like, nah, never really thought about it. Kind of blew him off for about a few months, and then one day, I don't know, I was at work and he called again, and I said, all right, let's do it. He goes, well, I need a name of the show, and then I just told him, call it the barbecue show, because I was having lunch at the time at my job. I was having barbecue. There was no rhyme or reason why I named it. But it was the worst name ever for a show. And our logo was a piece of steak. It's the worst logo, worst name ever. But for some reason, we made it work. And essentially, the barbecue show was a way that we can highlight the great work that was happening in the community, and then at the end of the show was always a dope musician and artist. So we would dangle that carrot at the end of the show, and we had everybody from.
They gotta wait for that.
Oh, bro, yeah, they gotta wait for that, right? So we had Common Kings on. We had Hyrie, her first interview ever. Dinah Jane from Fifth Harmony. Yes. We did her very first interview. We had some pretty amazing artists on, and it was a good time. I take a look back, and on Facebook, it always throws back the memories. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, I forgot all about that, but it was pretty cool. Definitely a memorable time in my life. Yeah. Oh man, crazy.
Go big, go home. Even though you're it's so random how it became barbecue show and stuff, I feel like just your guys' chemistry you just have, it's that type of barbecue talk. You can just really come and say what's on your mind, and you know what? Listen to good music. It's something that you can listen to while you're flipping some stuff on the grill.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I mean, we just wanted it to be like a backyard feel. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, just chop it up. And you know how it is. We'll pull out a guitar just out of nowhere and just start singing. And so that That was the whole vibe of it.
That was
So
perfect.
yeah.
So when you guys made that transition, and the brand started to expand, and then initially became Animal Network, like what were some of the challenges that you guys had to overcome? Because I feel like one of the biggest things when you want to start something is like, do you even have a team that's solid enough to do some legwork that will allow you to be, in the front, because you're also the personality too. So,
Right.
how is that? And it's however much you want to share, you don't have to go into
No. Of course. No, I think some of the challenges is I would say it was a challenge and it was an advantage as well. The challenge is that we didn't know what we were doing, but the advantage
learning along
is
the way.
In the beginning,
the advantage was we didn't know what we couldn't do.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, so it's
So,
like,
like,
this.
that's
yo,
the limit.
ignorance was bliss. Like it's we walk in to a studio in Hollywood, California, Joe and I, and we're not the smallest guys, right? So we walk in and people are like, are y'all security? And we're like,
We're not doing it.
no, sucker, we're
Messed up.
we're at work.
What you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm gonna choke you out right now just for saying that.
Like, I'm
gonna do both.
Yeah, but you know what? The advantage of our people and I've found this to be true in all the years that I've been in working in Hollywood and doing radio, is that people can tell that we're a very like tight-knit community, like and very sincere is the word I was looking for, right? And we work our butts off. It's because like that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
We grew up working, you guys. And so another disadvantage, you were saying, what are some of the challenges?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really know, right, how to do it. And I'll say in the very beginning also, the challenge was our community didn't even know what we were doing. Joe and I were looking at each other like, you know what to do?
They're expecting you to keep going.
Right.
But the artists
know we're doing this.
yeah, like, wait, what are we doing? And so if we had any inkling of uncertainty, then how do we book artists?
Right.
But shout out to the artists, man. Everybody from everybody. They were like, you guys are doing what? Whatever. All right, we'll be there.
All right, let's check it out.
And then bam,
yeah, all right, whatever.
All night.
But see, you know what? That was the advantage too. And I know I'm going all over the place, guys. I'm sorry about that. But that was the advantage of the name. That was the only advantage of the show being called The Barbecue Show, because everybody thought they was getting food there at the barbecue. The only reason they came.
Right? They're like, ooh, they probably got some ribs.
Yeah. They were like, oh, these 2 big coconuts for sure. We eating at that show.
That's funny. That's a good name. That'll bring them in.
Oh man, for real, like they was all faked out. Pizza. What am I doing with pizza?
That's good. Wait, so before all that, did you know about like promotion, marketing, and all of that? Like, everything about that? Like, no idea.
Nah, bro.
That's crazy.
Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Before that, I worked in corporate America. I worked in local government, so I was working for the city of Long Beach in the executive bureau, and so it was all gut feeling, and even before that, I had a slight music career with a band called Cord Brown. The band is dope, and I would look around, and my background singers, trip this out. My background singers were like young YC, Young Kurt from Trace Move, Tanel, JR from Common Kings, Zen. Like, I'm like, why are y'all my background singers? What the hell is going on? Like, I was like, if that's singing, what the hell have I been doing all these years?
That's funny.
but I knew I always wanted to be involved in music, right? So I figured out, I was like, yo, I'm older, I'm an older guy. These young bulls are coming up and they coming fast. And so let me find my lane. And the radio thing was my lane. And you know, here we are.
Yeah.
Jeez, how many years later? And I'm still having fun, guys. Still having fun.
So like, right? So how did you feel comfortable leaving like a 9 to 5 that is set? You know, a city job that is set. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
sure. Yeah.
That was a hard decision. You know, that was a hard decision.
That's a
because
risk.
Bro, it's a risk. It is definitely a risk. And you know, I realized that that was a great job to have. And I look around and there are people who have amazing like pensions and retirement plans that come out of that. But I always live my life like, yo, when I'm on my deathbed, am I gonna look back and what am I gonna regret? And so, you know, I want to try to mitigate the amount of what ifs I have when I'm on that deathbed. And you know, hey, am I breaking the bank? I'm not breaking the bank. No, I'm not breaking the bank. But I'm a very happy person. There was a time when I was working 16-hour days and making some good money, and it afforded me to do, you know, buy a lot of stuff and all that. But was I happy? Nah, I wasn't. Right. But this makes me happy.
Tired.
Yeah. And I get to help my people still, you know.
That's the beauty of it, right? So it's like you sacrifice a little bit of paycheck for that, and that's a way better paycheck.
Right. Sure. Not to say it can't come later on, but exactly. You know, to be an entrepreneur and to wake up every morning and love what you do.
Yes.
Man, that's
that
crazy.
Purpose in your passion.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, oh man, it's that day. Work.
For real. Hey, I want to shout out some people. We got Toph 680 in the house. He's also one of these Belauan artists coming up. You got to check him out.
Yes, Toph, send me some music, Toph. Stop playing, man. Send me some music, Toph.
For real. Hey, he just did a show with David Rhythm out in Arizona this weekend. So shout out to David Rhythm.
Yeah. First show after COVID.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Cactus Jacks. Yep. And,
I love it.
He said, I gotta chase them dreams by any means necessary. True that. I also wanted to shout out Belauan. He's the producer of Keep the Faith. We got him in the house too. Shout out to you, Marlon.
Shout out.
Shout out to OG Smoke 680. He said, buenas Chelu.
Hey, come on, OG Smoke.
Link up. So, can you tell us a little bit about, you know, where radio has taken you, you know, and you know, share maybe a couple memorable, something that you always remember forever.
Yeah, you know what? Radio is it's kind of crazy as I look back. I don't really think about that too much, but radio has taken me around the world, you guys. And you know, we've done shows from Hawaii to Samoa to New Zealand, and I'm like, wait, off of what? I'm gonna be just talking on this thing. That's crazy. So that's definitely fun. But I'll say this: I think that in all the years of doing radio, one of the most memorable things for me was in 2016, and that was when the FestPac was in Micronesia. It was on Guam. Yes. And so and shout out to Kay from the Bay. Hello.
Hey, Miss Kay from the Bay.
Miss Kay from the Bay. Shout out to my sis. But you know, in all the years that I've been performing and emceeing shows, and you know, from open mics to festivals and all that stuff. So we're on Guam, and if you folks aren't familiar with FestPac, it's like where all of the Oceanic and Pacifica countries converge every 4 years. It's like the Olympics of Pacific Islander culture.
Of culture and arts.
Culture and arts, you're right. Yes. So I'm on Guam, and I get up there and I could tell that, you know, and no shade to any of my people because I'm probably related to them. No shade to any of them who were in the production team, but these were all volunteers and folks that didn't necessarily work in production or entertainment. So I get to the stadium and I'm like, okay, where we at? I'm just here to help. Let me know where you need me. And long story short is, there were some challenges, and it's what it is. It could be expected, right?
Yeah.
But I had the opportunity to MC the first night, and then there was a point that next night that the governor came up to me and said, he said, boy, are you busy the next 2 weeks? And I said, uncle, whatever you need me to do. And so it was to MC the Fest Pack
the whole
for 2 weeks. Yo, that was such an honor,
That is so dope.
Yeah, because I went out there to sing. And perform with the dance group, but I ended up working for 2 weeks, and I was like,
more involved.
Man, I was more involved. I was literally in the middle of the stadium, like introducing the different groups, and
that's so dope.
It's so crazy. Like have you guys ever? Yeah, it came full circle. Yeah, because you're right. Because it started off with the cultural stuff, and
sticking to your roots,
man,
and doing radio, and then coming back home and doing both. So dope.
Crazy.
You were ready for the opportunity.
And the Fest Pack is a big deal. The one that was in Palau, I was part of that, part of the organizing committee, and we did like the traditional attire, dress up in the traditional attire, and go out and do the escort the different countries and delegations onto the opening ceremony. It's just dope to see how everybody is rich in culture, and that by coming together and showcasing it in that way, like that's how we keep it alive.
Yeah. Oh my God,
that is such a great honor, man. Like that's dope. Do you end up 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. So I mean, that was the only thing that I regret was I was working so much I didn't even get a chance to go to my home village. But this is where my people needed me.
Right.
So yeah, so it was dope. And the one thing about FestPack is that all of us islands, man, we have our own. There's unique things about our culture, unique things about our different islands and countries. But when you go to FestPack, you literally can see where everything ties together. You're like,
they use that.
I'm related to that, but okay, we do that, and just like. Before the show, I was just jamming a song, and you guys are like, "Hey, I'm familiar with that song," and I'm like,
"Yep."
You know what I mean? So it is pretty cool,
right?
Sure.
It mixes the cultures, and then it passes it all along. So we like, in a way, right? Like when you go somewhere and like you see one Pacific Islander, you really feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? In a way, you have the urge, like, let me ask what island is he from? You know what I'm saying? I try to be nosy, but man, I can just feel you right now.
and it don't matter what island you from. You could be from Chick, you could be from Samoa. You could be like, it's like, brother, I feel you.
I feel you.
I feel you.
That's funny.
It's like an automatic connection.
And then you give the nod, right? You're like,
it's like, oh, it's okay.
No words exchanged.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So I did check on you because you're trying to hop on. So once I see her in the waiting room area, we'll have her hop on, share some stories.
Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm nervous.
For real.
So when I first had the opportunity to meet you, and I want to also share some backstories. Like when I first got to meet you, it was event hosted by Polly Atamai. Shout out to Liu. Shout out to Nika, because she's the one that was like, she reached out. She was like, hey, do you know any other Palauans? And can you guys dance for this thing? And so I was like, I don't know, but we'll find out. So I just reached out to a couple of Palauans who were out here. Shout out to Sista Bill, because she was, she's been hopping on the shows too. That's like sis right here, Shiro sis. But she came together and we basically, you know, came up with a couple of dances and also taught as well. Oh, I see her. She in the house. Okay, stand by, sis. And yeah, Nika was like, "Can you guys put something together?" And that was our first time. We were so excited to even just, you know, come show out. You know, hey, we're from Palau. We also have, you know, a little bit of cultures. Let us show you just a little sneak peek. And we were excited. We stayed up that night making flowers. You know, all the accessories, all of that. Showed up and then also worked with me in the back. I think we were setting up some desserts. And sis, I'm talking about the Polyatamai event where I first met Q. And from there, that was the first time. And, you know, it's like because of Nika, who we're about to bring on, and she's not a stranger to you guys. She's the one of the connecting ties between everything that's happened, you know, thus far, our journey as well. So I want to shout her out, bring her on, and hopefully she can share some good behind the scenes stories. Yeah, but keep it PG.
Please. Please.
All right, fam. So give it up one time for Nika Unlimited.
You trying to find? Can you hear me?
We'll talk about that later. Anyway, we'll get
What's
What's up with it? Think my camera's hella close.
Nika.
What's up?
What
Sorry,
is
I had a podcast. I wouldn't shut up. How are you? I'm just tuning in. Sorry. I've never done
You're
this.
Italian.
It's so cool. Hi.
This
So
is
sorry.
amazing.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you guys when you were talking. I was at a podcast on a hidden tab. You know my 1,000 tabs I like to keep open. I was like, what in the heck? Sorry. I'm trying to catch up. Sorry. I heard we were talking about Polyatamai.
Yeah, just the first time we you know, you first introduced us to Q. And, you know, that's kind of how it
The one where we did
that connection and that consistent journey, because I do want to add on to, you know, when was it, back in 2018? Was it 2018? There was an expo down in Long Beach and PVA came through,
right?
And you know, Nika and Q set that up for us to have DJ Ron Dizzle, who we had on the show a couple episodes back. You can go check it on Facebook and YouTube. You know, you guys set it up for him to come out there and share why they were coming out there, and it was dope because you know, because of that reason we got to go down there and be a part of that particular event. So yeah, I just wanted to bring you on so you can say a couple words about Brother Q, you know, and yeah.
Some game about him.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you. Bringing you on.
Oh!
What is going on here?
You're talking to Joey. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh my God, I'm just like so excited. Forgive me.
Oh.
I was just excited because I was thinking about that time at the for that conference, and I just remember how it was so exciting during that time, because I feel like a lot more things can even open up, but just for all of us, like Micronesians to be getting together, doing stuff. And then I remember when when you had discovered that there had been like some like graffiti or something that they had done to the statue, and but I just remember during that time it was just exciting because it was a reminder of how close we are as a community, because all it took was for you to like, well, it wasn't the graffiti hadn't been done, but it was mislabeled, and then you reached out, and then, you know, and it was, to me, I thought it was exciting because it just shows that if you want to do something, all you got to do is do it. You know what I mean? And like in that moment, I remember you just like in the most beautiful, like, instead of being like, oh my God, that's not what it is and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, right? the statue, and they had called it something else.
I thought you were going to share about you.
No. And no, but
It's a
in
connection story.
that way, reached out and then kind of shared like, hey, if you guys ever need any, like to double check information. I just thought it was such a beautiful thing, because the way things go nowadays is people want to cancel people automatically. People want to blast people on social media. And I thought that it was a really great showing of like what it means to just work together as a team, even if we make mistakes sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, that's what I was thinking about. That's why my head was not in that space. But no, I can gather what you were saying. But I just, it's been an exciting journey. Not saying it like it's over, but this is just the beginning of it. I feel like because, there was so much work that went into just even people including us in conversation, like even recognizing that we exist as a people within our own people. I'm not even talking about outside in the, mainstream where everybody else is concerned. I'm talking about like our own people, to be able to even acknowledge, that our group is larger than I think they once had thought. So it's exciting now to be in spaces where like, I mean, honestly, like it was so exciting, even, just Toph going down and being with, Minnie in Arizona. It was so cool. And it was just their own like little thing, you know what I mean? And then Shiro and you, and like, it's just, for me, it's so neat to see, because I remember the only thing I ever considered about was like, oh my God, I just want them to like acknowledge that we're here. You know what I mean? And you guys have come and taken it to this other place where like building and inspiring people to build their own thing. Like, man, how many clothing lines I've seen now, and not, you know what I mean? But it's off some like, man, you can do it. So I'm going to try too. I'm going to go for it too. And I think that's an exciting thing of what Educated with 60 Movement is, because it's like,
guys, you need to
digging it over,
because they're pinnacle people. For our people out here stateside, for sure. They've made their mark. They've been doing this for years and years. So maybe you might not see all the credit, but you'll definitely know that they had a hand in, arranging events, promoting events, all these concerts that we've been attending. Just turning up just to turn up. Our people are behind the scenes working these things. So
sweating, getting skits on.
And you guys have been working together since Barbecue Show, Island Block, and Island Reggae Festival.
Yeah, we actually started working together. I don't know if you remember, Joey, but it was back in 2011, I think, or something like that. And then you guys were having Josh White and then some like Tongan group come, but your designer wasn't coming through. And then Liu, remember, she did Polyatsamai. Yep. She's the one who was like, oh, for me. Yeah, so I met you guys because of Liu. But yeah, and then it was love ever since then. Love at first hearing, I guess. Because truthfully, like we just all like clicked, you know what I mean? We all vibed, and I think any of you guys who are out there, I can't even see who's on or who's not, but anyone who's like involved in like media or entertainment kind of stuff, like hold on to your sanity, to your seatbelts, everything, because I hopefully it's changed more. You guys could probably tell me because I don't deal with it anymore. But yeah, that was something that I kind of like I loved, and then I had to get out of real fast because that was a cutthroat ass world. I didn't know if I could touch it or not. But yeah, that was it, man. Like, yeah, that was a crazy thing to be involved in.
I thought it was so interesting, Nika, that I mean, we've had many talks about this, till the wee hours of the morning, like how our people can rise and how we can represent. Like it was always something, from Island Block Radio to Island City is like representation in media for our people was key. And so you and I specifically, obviously, we have a connection because we're both Micronesian in a very Polynesian industry, right? So
we're poly-passing. You know how they say white passing? We're poly-passing.
We're probably
We're white passing.
but yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I'm totally with you. But I gotta give props to our circle because they had always really been very intentional about including Micronesians, and and so shout out to the team and everyone we worked with together. Big ups to Joe, because Joe was always advocating for it's not just Polynesian, it's Micronesian, and I told him, I was like, bro, thank you for that, because it sounds a lot better coming from you advocating for us than us going, hey, what about me, Micronesian over here? It just makes us look like we're whining, and that's not what we were doing. And so,
but even in line with that too, like I thought it was cool because like even with the radio station, and then even like up here in Northern California, like Danny and Mo also being super with it. Cisco, even, which he's big head Cisco, man. I was like, never thought he would, you know what I'm saying? But he's been one of the most loving and supportive himself, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful I feel very spoiled by the group that we've been surrounded with, because it's people who are super plugged in. And obviously they have connections, but more than that, like really leading side by side with like motives and good values, and really trying to bring honor to where we come from, the way we're supposed to, and still progress, here without being cutthroat in that way of like just not caring about the people that we're working with. So I'm glad that we kind of have a group with us, you know what I mean? All of us, like, all of us that are on here tonight, like, it's so cool that we've been able to have those kind of people influence and touch our lives, you included, Joey, you know what I mean? It's been an exciting, beginning, but I'm grateful for this next chapter where everyone's in, coming out of the woodworks, like with all their talents and stuff. And that's why, I'm like, I mentioned with 680 movement, is because that is that taking of the baton and then creating those spaces, at least within the Belauan community. But I'm hoping even more so with just other Micronesians seeing it, like stop wasting your time. Like, even if it's not being involved in music or whatever, but creating something, doing something, because honestly, even if you're trying to come up, even your 9 to 5 ain't gonna do shit for you as far as, you know what I mean, like what you're building. So creating, but in addition to having your hustle, your main thing, it's just, seeing people like you guys, seeing us doing these things, hopefully, it brings people to that space where they can feel also empowered, to create.
Yeah.
Shut up now.
No, you're right.
These are the kind of talks that we have to have, though, because I feel like if we don't believe in ourselves enough, there's nothing that's gonna come of it. You can continue to talk and talk and talk, but if we're not gonna act on it, nothing's gonna happen. And I appreciate you. I know we both appreciate you, both, especially because you. Even though you didn't have to, you gave us opportunities. And still, even now, in this moment, I'm excited to be able to turn it around and ask questions, so that the people can know, like, there are people that are supporting. It's not just Belauans, and that's how we have to come together, because we're smaller populations from smaller islands. It really makes a difference. And that's what you were mentioning too in the beginning. Like, the whole reason why you guys started was because there wasn't media representation for our people, and that's why the grant was denied.
That's 100% right. And so, I think with anybody starting a journey like this, obviously to build the right team is key, but to build the team that does it in the right spirit is also as important. So
sure. Well, thank you guys. Thank you both. Honestly, you looking good, sis. We'll talk a little bit more afterwards. For sure. We gotta catch up.
Yes.
I was excited even when you were down to come on, Q, and it was only right to have you on, Nika, and just come and say a few words, even if you've been on this side interviewing, this whole time since we started, So thank you. I'm so humbled. And I just want to say, anybody who is out there wanting to tap into resources, just know you got to bring your best when you come correct. Okay, bring your best, come correct when you're approaching these guys. If you want to do anything, straight up.
No, yeah, quality is always key to everything we do because it makes everybody look good and it creates opportunities for the long run.
Yeah.
Shout out
That's
to the
right.
OG. That's what he taught me. I'm saying? Maximizing everything, and that's how we do it. Equality.
Yeah.
What? Somebody shot doing a
No,
shout out?
no. I was excited. I get nostalgic when I'm watching it right now. So it's exciting to see. But I was gonna say, like with Joey, it's funny because you're over here being interviewed and you're the interviewer always.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's kind of funny to watch you.
It's weird. It's totally weird. It's totally, I'm hella nervous. It's crazy.
No, but you know what it is? I'm grateful because I think coming in, I never expected to know other Micronesians doing this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had shared before, I originally just only wanted to work with plants. That didn't pan out so well for me. So, the Polynesians ended up adopting me. And so it was cool. And then connecting with you was like, oh my God, this is so exciting because here we are, and we can do this, you know what I'm saying? And we can actually, band together and really create a presence. Some people had tried to do it before and they did weird shit and it didn't work out for them. But I'm grateful for this because then, like I said, you were one of the biggest examples to me of being super inclusive and giving people a chance, like people who have talents or maybe quasi talents, you know what I mean? They want to have talents, but giving them a space, even if they're not the best, to like be involved and to try and stuff like that. And I always thought that was something that was so beautiful because, people are going to eventually learn, like, maybe you're not getting the golden ticket, bitch, but you were on the pre-finals. No, just kidding. No, but they get space to. I'm sorry, I was thinking American Idol. But they get a space to like network, connect, and then learn. Where do they fit? Maybe they don't fit on stage, but maybe somewhere else, or maybe within different spaces, even community work and things like that. And I just, thank you to you, Joey, because. I mean, Q, because, you really have made it, well, are we calling him Q or what?
The whole
Hold on. I put my government name right there, so I think we're good.
ID number,
I'd like to just jump in here real quick, you guys, because I think what you're saying is shouldn't be glazed over. That's a very salient point, right? So not everybody is meant to grab the microphone and be on stage and rock the crowd. Not everybody is meant to do that. But what people don't fail to realize is that there is so many opportunities in the entertainment industry on the other side of the mic, on the other side of the camera, right? And so some of the most successful people in our community in the entertainment industry happen to be Micronesian. And so let me give you a couple examples. Frank Ishizaki is he's a director of the World Series of Poker. That show, and that show's been going on for like almost 15 years, right?
Yeah,
forever. And did you know that it was a coconut that directed that?
What?
Yes.
Say that one more time.
It was a coconut that directed the World Series of Poker, that part. And then too, I always brag on him, and he gets mamala when I talk about him, he gets embarrassed. But Freddie Gutierrez is a screenwriter, and he's written for the likes of Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, Nickelodeon, Disney.
What?
He's Tyler Perry. Sorry, bro, I'm not supposed to say that. Tyler Perry, and he's doing this new thing, you guys. I can't mention it, but he again is another very successful person in entertainment that is not in front of the camera, that is not in front of the mic. So, you know, kind of like me, and I mentioned this earlier. I knew a long time ago that you know, if I'm singing with Tanel and JR on this side and Tanel on this side, I'm looking at myself like I better find a new career. So, I can find my lane. So I guess I say all that to say that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, and you know, if it's something that you're truly passionate about, you can succeed in it. So
yeah, I agree. There's and it's not just entertainment. There's so many avenues. Just building business, being a thought leader. You know what I mean? Being somebody who, you know what I mean? I mean, literally, the list goes on, and I think it's important to take a look within yourself. I mean, it's something that I've been dealing with lately too. But like, we literally only get one shot at life. You know what I mean? And when we sleep on ourselves, like, ain't nobody else gonna be awake on us, and we're asleep on ourselves. Like, we gotta really make the effort and take the time, because what you don't want to become is that old head that's like, oh, I would have and I could have did this back. Oh, when I was, you know what I mean? Like, I used to this, like, that's really something what you could have done. What have you done for me lately? Just kidding. Is that an old reference? Janet Jackson. No, but for real, like, honestly, it's something like you can't go backwards in time. And so, you know, I don't know, I guess it's just been impressed on my heart very much, but like, don't squander it, because you really do have a team of people out here. I'm talking to, hi, everybody who's been saying hi, by the way, I can't respond, but you have a team of people who are super juiced. Like, we're, I think all of us super excited to give resources and guidance and help, you know what I mean? Even just from this small group of people, but you know, there's more people out there. I don't know. I just hope that nobody, you know, is like, man, wish I could do that, but you know, I don't have this or that skill or whatever. Yeah, screw that. Just do it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
hey,
You know?
I got 2 words. I got 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Google and YouTube. Between those 2, you can learn anything. Yeah.
Nope.
Real though. YouTube.
That's real.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally everything.
In this day and age, for real. Like, there's no more, oh, I wonder if, and then somebody goes and pulls out an encyclopedia. Nobody does that no more. Literally.
No, yeah.
Face. Thank you. My next question was each one teach one. Can you give us three things that would basically be their starter if they were interested in pursuing, you know, radio and being a MC, DJ, and bringing energy?
Nika? So 3 things. I would say one is have fun. Like, you know what I mean? Have fun. You gotta just have fun. If you don't have fun, then the crowd who is watching you isn't gonna have fun. 2 is don't take yourself so seriously, because you know I was never the cool daddy. I'm gonna make fun of myself because I think it's hilarious, and that's just the comedy that our people relate to. And then 3, I would say just network, like get to know people, because you never know who's the next promoter. You never know who's the next artist. Like I mentioned it earlier, is like, I still trip that Dinah Jane and Hyrie and folks of this nature were some of my, you know, we were their first radio interview, and now they're like filling festivals all around the world.
Right.
So yeah, I would say that. I'm gonna leave you with a bonus as well: consistency, because that's gonna be key, and that's not just for radio, but that's for anything you do in life. Just be consistent. And yeah, I'll leave you with that. There's gonna be mornings where you don't want to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and drive to Hollywood from Long Beach, but you got to get your ass out of bed and do what you got to do. somebody's gonna tune in and they want to put it. You got to put a smile on their face.
I gotta be honest with you, Joey. There's been many a mornings when I was on the phone with you and Joe at 4:30 in the morning, getting in the car. I smelled your guys' breath all the way from here. I was like, you guys straight are putting in that work. I could just like. I'm just kidding.
Hey, that wasn't the kid. Trust and believe that wasn't the kid.
Joe with his trust.
Wow. Wow.
Put in the hours.
No, but they do. They really do those. They really would be commuting like for something in the morning, coming off of me and you doing an all-nighter, and then just barely going home, and here they are just leaving to go to the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, crazy.
Yes, dedication and consistency. Like, you guys definitely paved the way for us, and we just yeah. Dope. I'm just excited we got to come on and have a conversation, because it's easy to look at the end results and be like, oh wow, they're big time, you know. But it's the lessons along the way. So thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you too again for making time.
Oh my God, I'm so humble. Thank you guys.
Trip, you know, you're a big man, so we really appreciate you. And
oh man,
the first of many, you know, when they do an update.
Please, and you know, if there are any artists out there who is looking to have your music heard on radio, then please send it to me. Follow me at On Air with Q, and then the other social media is Island City Media Group. So just add the group on the bottom of the ticker.
Oh yeah.
Island City Media Group, and and we will definitely give it a listen, because I understand being an artist. Like, I understand that that you put a lot of your heart and soul and work into your music. So we got to respect the craft and respect you by giving it a solid listen. So
amen to that.
Hey, make sure you
That's
register
real.
the songs.
That's
Get
real.
those in.
Oh yeah, and register your songs, because we pay when we pay.
You know what I'm saying?
When we play it, we pay.
What's your code at? I was like, ooh, okay, that's good already. I'll play.
Yep. Yep.
I'm about to bust out a couple freestyles myself. Freestyles. Get that money.
To get that money. Hey.
So before we sign off for the night, do you have any upcoming events that you want to let us know about? So anybody, you know, can stop by, show love.
Yeah, no, 100%. So on Saturday, July 3rd, I'll be the host of the Love Aloha Festival happening in Los Angeles. And so we have David Thomas, Reno Anawai, we have Cielci, Fia, Tanel, Spawn Breezy. It's an incredible lineup. July 3rd. And for ticket information, go to manaent.com, manaent.com. So that's July 3rd. July 17th in Salt Lake City, I'll be hosting out there, and that's a phenomenal lineup as well. We Are Polynesia, the irony, right? We Are Polynesia is the name of the festival, and so I'm very excited to be there and humbled to be the host. And there we have Big Patti, we have David Rhythm, we have Fancy Nancy is going to be there as well. And then the headliner there is, and Maoli Band is going to be out there. So that was just added. And then the headliner is Fiji. So it's going to be incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never gets old. I mean, listen to days. Yeah.
Exactly. So take a look at my Instagram, get the ticket information out there. And it's very important, you guys. Like, there's a lot of folks who are looking to get out and go to concerts. There's a lot of artists who during this pandemic have lost a lot of money, right? So support local artists, support local music, and don't ask to get in free. Go ahead and use your stimulus check and buy the general admission and support local artists, because these folks have lost income for the past year and a half. So there it is.
Don't expect no.
I have one little event. It's not my event, but to make mention, huh?
Oh no,
yeah. Well, the for Danny's celebration coming up in August, and just bringing it out there to clowns and stuff like that. I know a lot of you guys were involved and got to know him and stuff. And honestly, it's really just to celebrate his life. So even if you didn't, because they're going to be having like a festival and everything like that too, and a bike ride, and but just to honor his life, I just want to make mention. It's going to be from the 13th to the 15th in August. So slide through. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
where can they find the details?
Oh shoot. Well, I'll post it on my page if anyone follows me. It's on Retta's page, but we can go repost.
Yeah, shout out to
TV. Oh no, what is my? I was trying to remember what I even
read up for some information. Shout out to the Palau team that came through on those many island reggae festivals. Working behind the scenes with us.
Hey, that festival did not happen without the work of many people and many in our Micronesian community. So thank you guys for everything you did.
That was quick share, but you've been sharing about us, Kido, but quick share, I brought you into the team, but girl, you flipped that whole thing out. It was so awesome. Just to give you guys a little quick, because I know we're ending, but prior to us building out VIP and green room and all that stuff to host artists and guests, they didn't have any, there was nothing. And so we made something out of nothing. But then the next year, Kido came along, and I'm so grateful. It was so awesome. We had a team of about 15, 20 people. Was it that much? Maybe more. Anyways, but she had them delegated everywhere. We had people doing, it was awesome. And it was Palauans that were over there really making things happen. And it was the first year that ever really happened like that. So thank you, Kido, because that was phenomenal, and it changed the event.
Shout out to the team.
Sure.
Shout out to Gino. Shout out to Kay. Shout out to
Yosko, all the girls. Yeah.
KG, she braided J Boog's hair that night.
She was so
we nothing limited over here. This all
yeah. It was everything.
People be like, nothing micro about this lesion.
Nothing micro.
Hey, we live big, man. We coming for it. Shout out to everybody doing their thing, man. We all in it.
Yeah. And it's people like you, who open the doors and, push us and encourage us to keep it going. That's what keeps us going. And then it inspires or leads us to inspire other people. So shout out to everybody who's been on, following the TTalks. And shout out to you, Q. Shout out to you, Nika. Thank you guys so much for being on this episode of TTalks with your girl.
Hey.
For music.
Nika Unlimited and Q.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Love you guys.
Look that, girl.
Up here. And let's keep in touch. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
You guys, everybody who tuned in.
And we'll be with you in spirit. Good luck on your first job after COVID.
Jesus Monty, thank you guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, for sure. All right, fams. Thank you guys for joining us. And anybody who's going to tune in later on, before we sign out, I just want to say happy birthday to you. Shout out to you, Mama. That's for Mimi. It's her birthday, 6/29. Can't too proud of it, but yeah, shout out to everybody who tuned in. Toph, awesome show this past week, bro. You killed it. We felt that energy. Belauan, stand up. And yeah, bro, reach out on air with Q on all social media. And you can also reach out to him at Island City Media Group. Shooting some of your stuff so you can give it a listen. All right. And trust and believe, bro, you will not be disappointed. To look out for Toph 680. All right. Bye.